God damn it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do the disclaimers, even if I'm disheveled, completely spaced on the fact that I had to actually plug in my headphones for that to work. Apologies, folks, alright? All right, folks, in the description box, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, in there you're going to find all the pertinent links. Please pay attention, especially to the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to their so called behavioral modification program. The JRC doesn't want you to read that article so much they threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused, you know the drill. Read the article, share it on all your social media. Also included in there is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC actually does see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. Warning number 2. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and we do speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they're watching this, very obviously parental supervision is advised. Where we left off last night, folks, several panel members expressed concerns regarding the difficulties and lack of understanding regarding dosing, shock intensity, and variability in individual pain thresholds from both safety and effectiveness standpoints. It's that old trope that refuses to die, that because, once again, many of us, particularly us autistics, do not respond sometimes in regards to pain in the same way a neurotypical does. Therefore, because of that, then, if we're not showing an open reaction that a neurotypical could understand and wrap their brains around, then this idea, this concept that autistic people either had higher thresholds for pain or didn't feel pain at all came about. All right? You can't kind of, you see where I'm going there, right? That myth has been debunked a long time ago. But let's read on, shall we? Further, although all ESDs covered by this ban present the risk of pain, some ESDs, such as JRC's GED4, which delivers more than triple the maximum electrical current of the GED1, present an even higher risk of pain than others. Thank you! The FDA just called that commenter out on her bullshit, and I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? What is actually being said here is you can't use the argument that the FDA approved of the GED1 as though it's some form of argument. Nobody is disputing that the GED1 was approved by the FDA. Okay? Things are bad now, folks. Things back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, I don't want to discuss it. It was that bad. All right? You can't gaslight us by saying the FDA one passed off that one device as though alluding to that device and the current modern form are the same in regards to how much pain and electricity it shoots through people. It's a bad faith argument because the most prevalent one that the FDA just brought up for you there is designed to increase the pain. Let's finish, shall we? The increased current means the device is likely to cause more pain than the lower current ESDs, notwithstanding the element of subjectivity in the experience of pain. In this addition, this physical pain may lead to psychological trauma, discussed further in response 18. So, in other words, you can't use long ago debunked pseudoscience bullshit where you assume that a person has a higher threshold for pain because you don't understand our responses to pain stimuli as opposed to yours. You can't use that as an argument. That's number one. It's bullshit and it's bad for you. And if you believe that, but it doesn't hurt as much as normal people, I beg you, go watch the Andre McCollins video. Yes, it hurts. So the FDA is stating the obvious here. It's a bad faith argument all around, especially when you're trying to compare the GED1 to the GED4. Now, it is the belief of the entirety of the community that any kind of idea of violent forms of aversive therapy are bad. Okay? Any form of it. Let's just start with that premise. Number two, you cannot compare the GED1 to the current GED4 that is being most prevalently used right now by the JRC. I mean, for the love of God. You can't conflate the two because one's just below the lethal limit and the GED1 is just was the lowest one on the totem pole, about 3 times that force of a police taser. We're going to go ahead and close on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time. As always, folks, we here at Swilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you again in a few minutes.